Greetings, fellow citizens of Disneyland. Brickey here, midday at DCA, and my lord, could I go for a tasty cheeseburger of the McDonald's variety. Right here used to be Burger Invasion, where we could get the McDonald's burger. French fries only come in one size, stealing from the Beastie Boys and White Castle. No filet-o-fish, but man, oh man, does a McDonald's burger sound good inside of DCA. But the reason why we're starting here today on our Pixar Pier designer walkthrough is because I am so curious, when does this structure right here become a Pixar Pier hotel? And when does this structure right here vanish, disappear? When do we see this wall get knocked out and either get a bridge or tunnel over into more Disney if Disney Forward does get approved? I'd have to say here, I'm voting against tunnel. Probably would be a bridge, like when we're in downtown Disney. Most folks having no idea that they are walking across the bridge over Disneyland Way to get over to the hotels or come back into the parks. This could happen right here, giving us a bridge to take us from the Pixar Pier to a Pixar-themed hotel. And maybe if we go to the right, we might find some more attractions, or maybe there'd be a second entrance down this way where we would go tunneling in, as we saw in the concept artwork, something not too dissimilar from what we're seeing happening with Fantasy Springs over in Tokyo. Friends, what do you say? Let's strap in, let's do a walk around Pixar Pier for our spring 2021 designer walkthrough tour. As always, the beautiful Disney flower beds, but then we have the Paradise Garden Grill. That I just don't see it making the long haul. Sorry. You're fine. You're fine. I'm in your way. No, I'm in your way.
I'm just being lazy. That's why I got this thing.
That guy is awesome. What a hero. I don't see this building going the distance though. I really don't. It's not properly themed. It's off the beaten path. Many times folks don't know that it's here. The best thing that it has going for it is that it is restroom adjacent and has all of this seating. But definitely lacks some of the charm that you would expect from DCA. I just don't see it making the distance, because how else would you get over to a Pixar themed hotel, which I have to guess, that's got to be happening soon, right? I mean, how could you have a Paradise Pier hotel but a Pixar Pier inside of the park? I'm sure it's something that it's at work, just waiting to get everything in order. Here we see that the pizza and pasta, probably the best food in the backside of the park, is currently not open, still closed, because it requires a lot of indoor to get your food, which has made this area, which I absolutely adore, pretty empty. Now, most of the tables are marked off, but it is pretty empty right now because there's just not a lot of food near it. This area over here, as you may remember during Touch of Disney, was the AP spot where you could get your magnet and get some photos taken. As we work our way over here to the edge of Pixar Pier, the other area that potentially for Disneyland Forward could be a breakthrough spot would be here. Behind there, there's some cast member buildings, but that's also a main parade route. So the idea that they would lose a parade route, probably not impossible, but not a first option. One of my favorite quiet spots in all of DCA has been removed from us. As you can see, there are now guests occupying all of the walkway there for the Silly Sympathy Swings. I think I mumbled that, but you know what I'm talking about. As we do these walkthrough tours every season to figure out what has changed, what's new, and to celebrate the history and the fun facts of all these lands of the Disneyland Resort, we're gonna have to get into this plot of land one day when it's not quite so busy. But the emotional whirlwind, definitely a glow up from having nothing here, and definitely an amazing version of this attraction than when it existed back in Bugs Land, which this, believe it or not, used to sit right where the Pim Kitchen will be. Me and many other citizens of Disneyland, we will be there next Friday to celebrate the opening of a new land. You don't get new lands too often, and we've been lucky that we've gotten them now 1 year after the other. But let's step back, take a look at the swing actually going with people in it, and looky there. After celebrating a month, 5 weeks of Touch of Disney, it feels so good to see the Pixar Pal Around, which for me will ever be the Mickey's Fun Wheel, spinning around, going in circles, and I hope to never, ever be in that situation. Let's keep cruising as we go through the heart of the boardwalk and work our way through Pixar Pier, which it is so awesome to see it full of this much life. Now you can see this new stage has been put in place here. And the reason for these stages is it gives the characters for meet and greet just enough height advantage so that people can stand here, turn their back, and do a selfie. The socially distant character meet and greets, I think that's one of the best things that's come out of this time in the park's history, and it's something that I think will be here for a while. Now, as far as our Disneyland Forward conversation goes, Pixar Promenade, I could see this entryway taking guests back underneath the Incredicoaster, and then eventually working their way on the other side of Disneyland Way, Disneyland Drive, to get over to new expanded parts of Disney's California Adventure. What a beautiful, beautiful attraction. And look at that California sky. Not a cloud in it. Now, as we move through, we are seeing that they have done a good job of sprinkling in lots of the different characters from the various Pixar franchises. The whole idea of the transformation into Pixar Pier would be that the pier would be broken up into neighborhoods. Now, I don't know exactly how well that was executed, but I do know that that was Imagineering's intent, to have the pier feel like it was made of neighborhoods of all the different characters that people love from Pixar. And I believe I see Mr. Provost.
No, I'll do it.
Chris!
Hey, oh my gosh, Brickey!
What's up, bud? How you doing?
Good.
How you doing?
Oh my gosh!
What a nice reaction recorded live.
I love it.
I am doing excellent. Good to see you in the park, my friend.
Oh my gosh, it's a pleasure to see you too.
How good does it feel to be back home?
It's emotional. It feels so good to be home.
It's so great. I'll let you get your food. Congratulations on your pandemic for Best Disneyland Future Channel.
Did you see that our one fan? He
Yes!
had a real Emmy.
Yes!
He won, and he turned it into a pandemic.
Just for you.
See you, Brickey.
Good to see you, bud. Take care. Always fun to see another fellow citizen of Disneyland. And we got to see Chris of Provost Park Pass, who, when we did our Pandemies, won Best Disneyland Channel. What a hard-working guy. Awesome to see him. Look who's back. Oh, sorry. Good to see that active again. All right. As you can see, I just bumped into somebody. It is very, very crowded in here, which is taking me back to the last time I was here, which is the final night of Touch of Disney, when I literally sat on a bench with a bud, and we were the only two ones back there. And I remember talking to my friend saying, I don't know that we will see Pixar Pier and DCA look this way again. And as great as it was to see it that empty and that quiet, it is nice to see it full of life again. And I'm gonna have to say, as I've been cruising all around DCA, this is by far the busiest spot I've discovered. Let's work our way over here. We'll go around the back passage. Do love that cross-park synergy though. Always got to come over here and give a shout out to the goat from Big Thunder Mountain, which over the last month has made a lot of enemies as people have gotten tired of seeing the goat on the Disney wait page of death while you're trying to get tickets for your next admission to the park or to that dining that you've been dreaming about. Always met with the goat just laughing at us. All right, let's keep cruising through here. We're gonna go around the backside. Oh, they took out the bro bench where dudes wait while chicks wait to use the bathroom. The bro bench is gone. Here we find ourselves into the Incredibles neighborhood of Pixar Pier, but sadly, Jack Num Nums still not online. One of my favorite details of all of the Pixar expansion is this little fountain wall over here. And the thing I love about it most is that it's completely unnecessary. There was no reason to do this. A regular brick wall, concrete retainer wall like they have here, would have worked perfectly, keeping Jessie out of sight. But the fact that they went hard on this idea to make it feel like a mid-century modern plaza with this nice stair-stepping fountain. This used to be monochromatic, where the wall behind the Incredibles logo was the same metal. So basically only light would show you the difference between this and its background. But the metal quickly started to rust, forcing them to put it in a more ceramic tile, which is designed to be resistant, because as you can see, the water actually goes down the side of the back wall as well as down these concrete podiums. So somebody didn't do their homework and the water pouring down was tarnishing the metal. You can see a generous amount of aging on this logo, even though it sets a good 6-8 inches out from the wall and where the water is. But just one of my favorite ways where they tell the story of the neighborhoods. You have the main thoroughfare. Past the thoroughfare, you have the Critter Carousel with all of its nice faux cartoon wood fences, creating that Western vibe. And then here at the edge of the concrete wall, you go into the more of a mid-century vibe that is essential to the Incredibles, but also creates the back half for the mural that exists on the inside of the Critter Roundup. The whole way that the awning here of the entry point of the Incredicoaster, the fact that it looks like a mid-century structure with that sort of signature like boomerang A shape, the nice creek rock holding it up, and just the palm trees behind it. Just fantastic storytelling. Which couldn't contrast more with the Victorian leftovers from Paradise Pier that they merged really well with their Toy Story part of the attraction. As we come over here, you actually see, want to see the ride. Oh, hello. We actually see Mrs. Incredible there doing one of her pose. And we also see the Incredicoaster getting ready to take off. I want to see that water spray. Been a long time since I've seen that spray. Love it so much. So much. Even though I will never ever ride it. Really great job of just taking that very micro courtyard, branding it up into a neighborhood. Then we have the Toy Story neighborhood next to it. A little bit of space, and then eventually we work our way over to the Inside Out portion, which I can understand. What a emotionally rich movie. Why not give it, you know, maybe a dark ride or something a little bit more dedicated? But so good to see the citizens of Pixar Pier out and about in their different neighborhoods. All right, let's come around the top part of the main thoroughfare here. This main walkway. It was not too far down there where I sit on a bench the last night. A touch of Disney, just wondering when I would see the park like that again, but also very excited that I would hopefully one day soon see the park like I'm seeing it right now, full of life, full of activity. I do love the way that these different spires on top of the buildings slowly reduce in size, creating a nice sight line. Uh-oh. No blast off that time. Let's see here. Are they stuck? Are they stuck for good? I can hear the second coaster is already pulled up behind them. I hope on behalf of all the people waiting in line that this is just a temporary reboot. But as I was saying over here, with those spires slowly tapering off. Here we go. Get it! Get it! Get it! We're back in business, baby. Regardless, with those tapering off, it creates a nice vanishing point, making people on the backside feel as if the pier goes way off into the distance, maybe more so than what it does. It has been a breezy day out at the park today. I hope that it hasn't affected audio too much. And I hope you've been enjoying the designer walkthrough tour, where each season I'll be walking through and giving you updates to these lands. And when there's not updates, we'll dive deep into the history, the fun facts, and the core design of these lands. How Imagineering kind of always knows where to put everything to tell the perfect story. As we get to the edge of Pixar Pier, we see one of my favorite spots, the sign on the back of the grand entryway. I did prefer when it said, "We already miss you," but adventure is out there. That's pretty good too. And at Disneyland, definitely real and not a lie. As we get ready to part ways today, I want to show you one of my favorite spots in all of DCA. Let me line it up perfectly for you. I absolutely adore the way that these trees are always perfectly groomed to see the top of Grizzly Peak, and the way that those trees are perfectly groomed so that you can see the top spire of the Carthay Circle. And then down below we have the bridge going into the Pacific Wharf, perfectly adding that nice strong horizontal line. We have the water, the people eating over here. Just what a breathtaking view that really makes you feel like when you're on top of this bridge that there's so much adventure out there like the sign promises, but all perfectly groomed, perfectly manicured lines, just as if they were in an illustrator's book, where you have all of this tapering down to a vanishing point there, all of this tapering to a vanishing point, these horizontal lines to break it up. Just the stacking through here gives you the idea, a postcard type view, that there is so much more DCA to discover. It'll be interesting. Will we be able to spot a flying Spider-Man from there very shortly? Definitely interesting to see how that is going to change the look of this land. Friends, from the edge of a very, very windy Pixar Pier, thank you so much for taking this season's designer walkthrough tour, spring 2021. What do you say we do it again in this summer and see if we see the lines reduce as people can go back inside of these attractions, hopefully? And if not, then we'll just look into the history and the design of a transformative land that always seems to be on the go and on the grow. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a comment below or give the video a thumbs up. That helps my baby-sized channel. And if you want to support the content, consider becoming a member of Club1313.com, where you can always be a part of the conversation and a part of the channel. Friends, until the next time I see you, maybe palling around on the Pixar Pal Around, I'll see you back here on the channel with more Disneyland updates. Thank you so much for watching and going on this adventure with me. And shout out to Chris from Provost Park Pass. So nice to finally meet you IRL, bud. Keep up all the hard work.